Commander Elena Rodriguez stared at the blinking console in the Atacama Radio Observatory's control room, her heart racing. After 15 years of searching the stars for signs of intelligent life, they'd finally found something, a signal that couldn't be explained by any natural phenomenon. Run the analysis again, she ordered her team, though they'd already done it 12 times. The pattern remained consistent, prime numbers, arranged in a clear mathematical sequence that could only be artificial in origin. Dr. James Wilson, their lead signals analyst, pulled up the latest data. It's not just random broadcasts, Commander. This is directed communication, they're trying to reach us specifically. Elena leaned forward, studying the complex waveforms dancing across her screen. The signal originated from somewhere in the Epsilon Eridani system, barely 11 light-years from Earth. Close enough for practically real-time communication, given their current technology. There's more, James said, his voice tight with excitement. We're detecting trace signatures of what appears to be a vessel entering our solar system. It matches the signal's energy pattern. The room fell silent. This wasn't just first contact, it was immediate first contact. Whatever these beings were, they weren't just saying hello, they were coming to visit. Within hours, the facility was swarming with military personnel and government officials. Elena found herself briefing Admiral Marcus Hayes, the newly appointed head of Earth's hastily assembled First Contact Commission. They're requesting landing coordinates, Elena explained, showing him the latest transmission. The message indicates they're seeking our help, though they haven't specified with what. The Admiral's weathered face remained impassive. Help. The most advanced civilization we've ever encountered needs our help. That's what makes this so interesting, Elena replied. Their technology is clearly superior, the way they've managed controlled faster-than-light travel alone proves that. But something has them desperate enough to reach out to a less advanced species. Before the Admiral could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. James burst into the room, tablet in hand. Commander, Admiral, the vessel's changed course. It's entering the atmosphere. They rushed to the main observation deck. In the dark Chilean sky, a light appeared, not the usual streak of a meteor or satellite, but a controlled descent that defied physics as they understood it. The object, sleek and silver, moved with impossible grace, finally coming to rest in the desert just kilometers from the observatory. My God, the Admiral whispered. Elena felt a strange mix of fear and excitement as she watched the dust settle around the alien craft. This was the moment every SETI scientist had dreamed of, but something felt off. Why here? Why now? And most importantly, what could humanity possibly offer to beings capable of crossing the stars? As if in answer to her thoughts, the vessel's surface shifted, revealing what appeared to be an entrance. A figure emerged, humanoid but clearly not human, its tall, slender form moving with fluid grace despite what appeared to be injuries. Through their hastily established communication channel, a message came through, translated by their AI systems: we seek sanctuary and assistance. The fate of multiple civilizations hangs in the balance. Will you help us? Elena looked at Admiral Hayes, whose expression had shifted from skepticism to concern. They both knew that humanity's response in the next few moments would likely determine the course of human history. The alien visitor raised its arms in what appeared to be a universal gesture of peace, but Elena noticed something else: fear. Whatever had driven these beings to seek out humanity's help had them terrified. As military vehicles approached the landing site and personnel scrambled to establish a secure perimeter, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to be drawn into something far bigger than first contact. The alien's next words confirmed her fears. They are coming. And without your people's unique abilities, all will be lost. The alien visitor, who called herself Naira, sat across from Elena and Admiral Hayes in a hastily assembled secure conference room. Her silvery skin seemed to shimmer under the fluorescent lights, and her four-fingered hands moved gracefully as she spoke through the translation device. We are the architects, she explained, her voice carrying an otherworldly resonance. For millennia, we have safeguarded the technological advancement of countless civilizations. But now, we face extinction. Admiral Hayes leaned forward. From whom? The Void Collective. Naira's expression darkened. They believe that technological advancement should be restricted to those they deem worthy. They've already destroyed 3 civilizations that refuse to submit to their authority. Elena studied the holographic star map Naira had projected. Red points of light marked the worlds already lost to the collective. But why come to us? We're centuries behind your technology. Naira's iridescent eyes fixed on Elena. Because your species possesses something unique, adaptability. You innovate in ways we cannot predict. The collective's power lies in their ability to calculate and counter every strategic move. But humans. She smiled, an eerily familiar expression on her alien features. Humans are wonderfully unpredictable. Before anyone could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. James burst into the room, his face pale. Multiple objects just appeared in orbit. They're not architect vessels. Naira stood abruptly. They followed me. Sooner than I expected. She turned to Admiral Hayes. You must decide now. Will Earth stand with the architects? I warn you, neutrality is not an option. The collective believes any civilization with knowledge of their existence must either submit or be eliminated. Elena watched as the Admiral absorbed this information. The weight of humanity's future rested on his next words. What exactly would helping you entail? He asked carefully. Naira activated another hologram, revealing schematics for what appeared to be a weapon. We need your scientists and engineers to help complete this. It's called the Nexus Key, capable of disrupting the collective's quantum network. But our rigid thinking has prevented us from solving the final equations. We need human intuition. And if we refuse? The building shook as something entered the atmosphere. On the monitors, they watched as sleek black ships, angular and predatory, descended through the clouds. Then humanity will face the collective alone, Naira said softly. And they show no mercy to emerging civilizations they consider threats. Admiral Hayes looked at Elena. Commander Rodriguez, you've studied the possibility of alien life for years. What's your assessment? Elena took a deep breath, weighing the consequences. Working with the architects could make humanity a target, but refusing meant facing an advanced hostile force without any allies. The choice seemed obvious, yet something nagged at her. Why didn't you warn us earlier? She asked Naira. Give us time to prepare. Time is a luxury we no longer have, Naira replied. The collective has developed technology that allows them to track our quantum signatures. We can only stay hidden for short periods. Another explosion rocked the facility. James's voice came over the intercom, they're landing. Multiple sites worldwide. Admiral Hayes stood, his decision made. We'll help you, but on one condition, Earth maintains autonomy. We won't be subordinate to any alien power, friendly or otherwise. Naira bowed her head in agreement. The architects have always believed in preserving independence. We ask for allies, not subjects. As if in response to their decision, the black ships opened fire. Energy beams sliced through clouds, targeting major cities across the globe. The war for Earth's future had begun before humanity had even formally joined the fight. Elena watched as military personnel rushed to battle stations. I hope we made the right choice, she muttered. Naira placed a hand on her shoulder, the touch surprisingly warm. The right choice is rarely the easy one. Now, we must work quickly. The collective will not stop until they've either subjugated or destroyed every free civilization in the galaxy. As they hurried to the underground labs where they would begin work on the Nexus Key, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this conflict than either side was revealing. But with hostile ships in Earth's skies, those questions would have to wait. Humanity's priority was survival, and for now, that meant throwing their lot in with the architects. The real question was, could Earth's creativity and unpredictability really turn the tide in an interstellar war? 6 weeks into the war, humanity had learned more about advanced technology than they had in the previous century. The underground facility beneath the Atacama Desert had become a hub of feverish activity, where human scientists worked alongside architect-engineers to complete the Nexus key. Elena watched Dr. Maya Patel, their quantum mechanics expert, collaborate with Naira on the device's core components. The two had developed an unlikely friendship, often finishing each other's equations in a strange mix of human mathematics and architect quantum theory. The solution isn't in the harmonics, Maya insisted, pointing to her calculations. We need to think about chaos theory. Unpredictable patterns that even the collective's quantum AI can't anticipate. Naira's eyes widened. That's brilliantly primitive. The collective systems are built on perfect prediction. They'd never expect an intentionally chaotic signal. Above ground, the war raged on. The collective had established footholds in major cities, but humanity's guerrilla tactics had proven surprisingly effective. Admiral Hayes coordinated with military forces worldwide, using Earth's varied terrain and weather patterns to their advantage. Commander Rodriguez, James called from his monitoring station. We're picking up unusual energy signatures from the collective's flagship. They're preparing something big. Before Elena could respond, Naira rushed to the sensors. Her normally composed features showed genuine fear. No, they're deploying the Void engine. We're out of time. The what? Elena demanded. A weapon that creates localized ruptures in spacetime. They'll tear Earth apart piece by piece until you surrender. Naira turned to Maya. The Nexus key, how close are we? Maya pulled up the latest simulations. The chaos algorithm works in theory, but we need one crucial component, a quantum crystal that can handle the feedback loop without shattering. There's only one place to get that, Naira said grimly. The collective's primary research facility on Titan. Admiral Hayes, who had been listening via comm link, spoke up. Saturn's moon. They have a base in our solar system. They established it shortly after I arrived. It's where they're coordinating their attack on Earth. Naira projected a hologram of the facility. The crystals are kept in their central vault. With them, we can complete the Nexus key and shut down their entire network. Elena studied the hologram. Getting to Titan is one thing, but that facility looks impenetrable. Not for a small team, Maya suggested. Their security is designed to stop armies, not infiltrators. And they'd never expect humans to attempt a raid this far from Earth. The plan came together quickly. A stolen architect shuttle, modified with collective signatures. A 4-person team, Elena for command, Maya for technical expertise, Naira for navigation, and James for communications. Admiral Hayes would coordinate from Earth while maintaining the primary defense against the Void engine. As they prepared for launch, Elena found Maya in the lab, saying goodbye to her family via secure video link. The scientist's young daughter pressed her hand against the screen, trying to touch her mother one last time. We'll succeed, Elena said after Maya ended the call. We have to. Maya nodded, wiping her eyes. You know what's funny? I used to think the greatest discovery would be finding alien life. Now I realize the greatest discovery is finding out what humans are truly capable of. The launch was scheduled for midnight. As Elena boarded the shuttle, she caught a glimpse of the southern sky. The Void engine's effects were already visible, strange, shimmering distortions that seemed to bend starlight itself. Naira took the pilot's seat, her fingers dancing across controls that had been partially modified for human use. The facility's automated defenses will be our biggest challenge. One wrong move, and... We'll make it, Elena interrupted. Like you said, humans are unpredictable. Time to use that to our advantage. As the shuttle lifted off, Elena thought about how much had changed in 6 weeks. Humanity had gone from searching for alien life to fighting alongside one civilization against another. But something still bothered her, a detail in Naira's story that didn't quite add up. The shuttle accelerated, breaking free of Earth's atmosphere. Below them, the planet's night side glittered with cities and the flashes of ongoing battles. Above, Saturn waited, its rings reflecting distant sunlight. And somewhere on Titan, the key to humanity's survival lay guarded by beings who believed chaos and unpredictability were weaknesses to be eliminated. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. The approach to Titan was deathly quiet. Their modified shuttle slipped through the moon's thick atmosphere, riding the methane winds toward the collective's facility. Elena watched as Maya and Naira made final adjustments to their counterfeit identification codes. The facility rose from Titan's orange landscape like a black crystal, all sharp angles and impossible geometry. No lights, no visible windows, just pure absorption of all wavelengths. Their shuttle transmitted the stolen codes, and for a terrifying moment, nothing happened. Then the facility's outer wall simply parted. "They're not even screening for biological signatures," James whispered, checking his instruments. "Their arrogance is our advantage." They landed in a deserted hangar. As they donned their environmental suits, Elena noticed Naira's hands trembling slightly. "Something wrong?" "Old memories," Naira replied too quickly. "We should hurry." The facility's interior was a maze of black corridors that seemed to absorb both light and sound. Maya led them using a quantum scanner, following the trace signatures of the crystals they needed. They encountered no resistance, no guards, no security drones, nothing. "This is wrong," Elena muttered. "Where is everyone?" They found their answer in the central research chamber. Dozens of collective members lay dead, their bodies showing signs of some internal catastrophe. But they hadn't died recently, these bodies had been here for weeks. Maya's scanner beeped urgently. "The crystals are just ahead, but..." She frowned at the readings. "There's something else. A quantum signature I've never seen before." The vault door opened at their approach. Inside, bathed in pale blue light, stood row upon row of perfect quantum crystals. And in the center, a familiar figure. "Welcome, Elena Rodriguez," said another Naira. "I've been expecting you." Their Naira pulled out a weapon, but not to aim at her double. Instead, she pointed it at Elena's team. "I'm sorry," she said. "But this was necessary." Elena's mind raced, pieces falling into place. "The collective didn't follow you to Earth. You led us here." The second Naira, clearly the original, nodded. "The architects and the collective are one and the same. We've been conducting an experiment spanning centuries. Testing civilizations, pushing them to evolve through controlled conflict. But the destroyed worlds..." James began. "Relocated," original Naira said. "Their populations preserved in quantum storage, their responses to various stimuli studied and catalogued. But humanity..." She smiled. "Humanity proved different. You didn't just adapt, you thrived. Your chaos, your unpredictability, it's exactly what we need to evolve beyond our own limitations." Maya had been quiet, her hands moving slowly toward her pack. "The void engine isn't real, is it?" "Oh, it's very real," their Naira said. "But it's not a weapon. It's a gateway. And humanity's response to crisis was the key to perfecting it." Elena met Maya's eyes, catching her subtle nod. "So everything, the war, the deaths, the fear, it was all a test." "A necessary one," original Naira said. "And you passed. Humanity will be elevated, merged with our collective consciousness. Your chaos will become our catalyst." "Here's the problem with testing humanity," Elena said. "We don't like being lab rats." Maya threw her pack, modified with the chaos algorithm they developed, directly into the crystal array. The quantum feedback loop they designed to disrupt the collective's network had an entirely different effect on pure crystals. Reality itself seemed to crack. The void engine activated, but not as the architects had planned. The chaos algorithm, combined with the quantum crystals, created something new, a rupture that responded to human consciousness. Elena felt it in her mind, a connection to the very fabric of spacetime. "What have you done?" both Nairas screamed in unison. "Exactly what you wanted," Maya said, her voice strained as she focused on the quantum fields around them. "We're being unpredictable." The facility began to shake, reality bending around them as humanity's first true quantum weapon took shape, one born not of careful calculation, but of desperate innovation in the very chaos the architects had sought to study. Elena realized they had moments to make a choice that would alter not just Earth's future, but the fate of every civilization the architects had ever tested. The real question was, what do you do when you suddenly have power over your would-be gods? The quantum storm raged around them as reality itself bent to human consciousness. Elena felt the power coursing through her mind, raw and untamed. Through their quantum connection, she sensed thousands of civilizations trapped in the architect's storage, waiting for release. "Stop this," the original Naira commanded. "You don't understand what you're dealing with." "No, you don't understand," Maya countered, her hands weaving through streams of quantum data. "Humanity's chaos isn't a tool for your evolution. It's a fundamental force of its own." Elena connected with the void engine through the ruptured quantum field. In an instant, she saw the truth: the architects had become trapped by their own perfection, unable to progress further without external intervention. Their experiments weren't just about testing other species, they were a desperate attempt to break free from their evolutionary dead end. James worked furiously at a terminal, broadcasting their quantum signature back to Earth. "Admiral Hayes needs to know what's happening. The whole planet needs to be ready." The facility's structure began to dissolve as reality rewrote itself. Elena made her decision. She reached out through the quantum field, not to destroy the architects, but to offer them what they truly needed: choice. "You wanted chaos." Elena's voice resonated with newfound power. "Here it is. But not as your tool. As your salvation." The quantum storm expanded, breaking through the architect's carefully constructed barriers between dimensions. The trapped civilizations began to emerge, not as test subjects, but as equals. Each species brought its own unique perspective, its own form of chaos and creativity. Maya stabilized the quantum field, creating a new kind of order, one built on diversity rather than uniformity. The algorithm isn't destroying their network, she realized. It's transforming it. Making it adaptive, like us. The two Nairas watched in astonishment as their perfect system evolved into something they had never imagined, a quantum network that thrived on uncertainty and change rather than rigid control. "We offer you a choice," Elena addressed all the architects through the quantum link. "Join us in true cooperation, or remain isolated in your perfection." But the experiments end today. Hours later, as the quantum storm settled, Earth's skies cleared of the false war machines. The architects' true forms emerged, beings of pure energy and thought, now transformed by their contact with human chaos. They had found what they sought, but not as conquerors or experimenters. As equals who had finally learned to embrace imperfection. Admiral Hayes's voice crackled through their comms. "Commander Rodriguez, report. What just happened?" Elena looked at her team, Maya, who had turned mathematics into magic, James, who had kept them connected through impossible odds, and the reformed Naira, who had helped them understand their true potential. "We did what humans do best, Admiral," Elena replied. "We adapted. We evolved. And we showed an advanced civilization that sometimes the best solutions come from embracing chaos rather than controlling it." The quantum crystals had transformed into something new, a bridge between order and chaos, between calculation and creativity. Humanity had proven itself not by conquering or submitting, but by offering a third path, cooperation through diversity. As their shuttle departed Titan, Elena watched the facility reshape itself into a nexus point for true interstellar cooperation. The war that never was had ended in a peace no one had imagined possible. Maya summed it up perfectly: they came looking for chaos to study. Instead, they found chaos to set them free. The stars seemed brighter as they headed home, no longer distant points of light but bridges to a future where humanity's greatest strength, its beautiful unpredictability, would help guide a galaxy of civilizations towards something greater than perfection, endless possibility.